Welcome again to the Fast Track Technology Academy TV show. My name is Ibrahim Hashi, your host again in this series, where I'll be interviewing one of Fast Track Technology Academy's graduates and talking to him about his journey at Fast Track Technology Academy. But before I get on to him, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a project manager at Loose Solutions, and I'm also a coding teacher at Fast Track Technology Academy. So without further ado, welcome Mufti Mohamed.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for having me. I'm very appreciative. As you've stated before, my name is Mufti Mohamed and I am a Fast Track Technology Academy graduate, and I'm working as a junior full stack developer intern for Loose Solutions.
Thanks Mufti, I'm sure the audience will appreciate a bit of your background. So can you tell us a bit about your background and what inspired you to enroll in this software development bootcamp at Fast Track Technology Academy?
Truthfully, I've always had a passion for fixing stuff, computing and all of that.
Yeah.
I had close to zero prior knowledge of computing and coding because when I was doing GCSEs, coronavirus and all of that happened. So as soon as I started, I was on a low level, beginner's level, foundation level.
Mufti, if you could be so kind, could you just tell us what was the bootcamp like? What sacrifices did you have to make? What was the commitment like?
The boot camp, it was a ratio between going into class sometimes in the week. Most of the time we were doing it online from home or wherever we could. Mm-hmm. The commitment is because I work part-time. I'm also working part-time as a teacher assistant in schools. So as soon as I come home, if a lesson's starting, I have to jump onto it. I have to be ready to start a lesson. I was also going into my weekends when I'm supposed to relax. I lost a lot of time, relaxing time.
I just want to know something which I'm sure many people want to know. Is coding really for people who are just geniuses? Only genius people can be coders and get these type of good jobs like software developers. So if you could just enlighten us about that.
I believe myself to be a genius. I'm joking. As I said before, I'm new to this. I've only been doing it for roughly a year. But 20 years ago, 30 years ago, to start coding, I think it would be for geniuses because there's a lot of stuff to remember. But right now, in this day and age, we have a lot of help. We have GitHub. People are sending out their codes so you can look over it. You can get help from them. There's also ChatGPT to make your code easier, make your life easier. Because right now, whenever you make code, nearly 70% doesn't even belong to you. It's given by other creators creating the code for you. And only 30% of the whole code is solely yours, you put into it. So I don't believe that it's only for geniuses.
Okay, so Mufti, if you don't mind explaining to the audience, what type of courses do you do in the bootcamp?
I've done a few courses. I started with HTML and CSS. Then I moved on to Linux and how to work with the black screen. I did JavaScript, Bootstrap, Tailwind, React, Next.js, TypeScript, SQL, Jest, and Git and GitHub.
So did you enjoy the courses you took and the programming languages that you learned at the bootcamp?
In the beginning, it was a bit difficult. It was a lot of stuff to remember, to learn. But as we progressed with the courses and so on, I did start to enjoy it. I got used to it. It became very addictive. So I even have this funny story that I want to tell you. A few days ago, it wasn't even that long ago, I was given a little bug to fix on a project that I'm working on. It was so difficult to, fix it. While I was doing it, I had the urge to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And when I go in, as soon as someone goes in the toilet, they're only supposed to think about what they're doing in the toilet.
Yeah.
But me, my head's going everywhere. I'm thinking about the code. And while I'm in the toilet, I figure out how to fix the code.
Yeah.
And I literally stand up. And I'm like, what the? I notice, as soon as I'm up, I just noticed that I have nothing on. I'm in the toilet. Yeah. That's how addictive it can become, this coding.
So yeah, that is a funny story. I've seen people who are addicted to gaming and gave that up for coding as well because it's so addictive, So I'm sure many people can relate with what you're saying. So I just want to know, is there anything that you're proud of, you could show employees or anyone looking, something that you're proud that you've done?
This code has been up the whole time. Yeah, this is a portfolio that I've created with all of the knowledge and implementations of the codes and courses that I've learnt. So as you can see, there are a lot of animations on this portfolio. As you can see, the home screen jumps up when you're hovering over it. There's also a photo. This is me, as you can see, happening right now. These are some of the dependencies that I've used for my code. As you can see, I've used Jest, React. These are the dependencies that I'm using. As you can see right here, there's Tailwind, TypeScript, React, PostCSS. There's a lot of different dependencies that I use.
So can you tell us like what type of animation libraries did you use? If this application is only front end, and also if this application has a back end, and if it's so, what type of database was you using as well?
The library that I'm using for animation is Framer Motion. And as I've already said, I'm a junior full stack developer, so I do use backend. My front end works with JavaScript, React, Tailwind, and TypeScript. Those are the main components that work with my front end. Back end also has another JavaScript framework, which is Node.js. And my database that I do use is MySQL.
Well, that's amazing, man. So Mufti, I just want to know, after you graduated, how did you get the work experience and what type of projects did you embark on?
So after I finished my 6-month boot camp,
Yeah.
I went on to do work experience at Little Solutions as a junior full stack developer intern. I was able to gain work experience by shadowing and peer programming with senior developers.
That's quite good. Can you explain to us what shadowing is and what pair programming is so the people listening can understand what that means?
Yes, I can. Shadowing is when a senior developer or someone that's been on the job longer shows and shares their screen to junior developers like myself, and we're able to write notes and learn from how they're working on their program. That's what shadowing is. Peer programming is when a senior developer sits next to you and does say roughly 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of programming, and then he moves away from the keyboard and allows me to do it while he's supervising over the stuff. So I'm able to do the work. If I do make a mistake or if I do need help, he's able to help me and jog me on.
So Mufti, as a junior developer, can you just tell us what type of tasks you be getting on a daily basis, please?
Yes, so recently we've been doing this project called LJD, London Junior Developers. As a junior developer, I'm working on how to fix bugs, you know, the repetitive tasks that the senior developers don't want to do. I also do documentations and unit test writing.
So would you mind showing us like an example of that on GitHub? So,
Yes, this is a Kanban board that was created just for LJD. As you can see, it's called LJD Kanban board. I've been helping with the senior developers create tasks for me or other junior developers that are working, so that there are some tasks that are privacies and terms because when you check on it, it hasn't been done. Removing the little excess that's not needed, the lorem that's been placed on there by the senior developers, to remove that, to add some functionalities, anything that's not too difficult for a junior developer to do, it would be placed on there.
So if you don't mind, Mufti, can you explain to us like what is a Kanban board so we can understand what you mean by that?
At Little Solutions, we use agile project management methodologies. Agile is split into two, Scrum and Kanban. So right now for this project, we're using Kanban as it shows the list of the problems and to-do lists and how we get it done.
Thank you very much for that. This marks the end of the interview. Thank you everyone for listening. I had a really good time interviewing Mufti Mohamed. It's a pleasure interviewing you, Mufti.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
We'll see you guys again. Thanks again for listening to Fast Track Technology Academy TV show. Please like, subscribe and share the video.